Hi and Assalamualaikum you all. So for those who don't know me, my name is Nurul Izzah binti Rahim, IDI 1806110. I am the student of Diploma in English Communication from College Professional Mara in Ramakota. So for today's video is about my first commentary video for my assignment, and the topic that has been given for this video is social deviant behavior. So the question that I have to answer is, in the light of the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown, there are some netizens from Malaysia and all over the world engage themselves in social deviant behavior. So I have to choose 3 examples of such behavior and discuss the possible reason behind all those behavior using a sociological concept. So before I begin, first we need to know what is deviant. So deviant can be defined as a behavior that violates social norms, which may or may not be as a formalized law. And the second one is, it is a very wide range of behavior that may be classified as deviant, and some forms of deviance carry a negative social stigma. For example, alcoholics, gamblers, and mentally ill. So we're going to moving on to the first example and the first reason of social deviant behavior, which is the social deviant behavior during COVID-19 pandemic, which is a mass gathering of tabligh group at Masjid Jami' Sri Petaling from 27 of February until 1 March 2020, which is 4 days. And this event believed had sparked the second wave of COVID-19 pandemic in Malaysia, which is it has been titled as the super spreader event. And the photos based on NST and the Sun article in internet, it shows how densely and packed the participants are that facilitate the spread of virus that happened in Masjid Jami' Sri Petaling. And even though it happened before the restriction movement order or RMO that has started on 18 of March 2020, Malaysia government already asked all of the citizens of Malaysia to stop all kind of mass gathering, and they should immediately be suspended from conducting a meeting or any mass gathering. But what I want to stress in here, that the organizer was ignoring the rules that have been given them by the Malaysian government to avoid mass gathering, and it has been titled as insensitive, ignorant, and self-destructive or disrespectful behavior. Okay, for this first example, the possible reason based on sociological concept that I have been investigate for this first example is 7 social process of the slippery slope of evil, and the passive tolerance. So for the first 2 of the 7 social process of the slippery slope of evil is mindlessly taking first small step and uncritical conformity to group norms. Why I said that this is the possible reasons based on sociological concept. This is because basically the participant of this mass gathering or the tabligh event that has been organised at Masjid Jami' Sri Petaling, they know about the pandemic that occurred in Malaysia during those period, and the government orders to avoid mass gathering even though it is before the RMO. But yet they still participate in the event. This is because they generally they take this issue as a small matter, because they do not expecting that the event will spark the second wave of COVID-19 in Malaysia. And they didn't realize the bigger after effect of their action to gather in the Masjid Jamek. And from based on my reading, they are expected to be 10,000 participants, but after has been investigated by the Ministry of Health, there are 14,000 of Malaysia citizens, and 2,000 mostly from Rohingya that joined the mass gathering. So the second sociological concept that I want to stress out in the first example here is the passive tolerance. Passive tolerance, why I say that it is a passive tolerance, because passive tolerance is basically you being neutral on what you did. You just do something with blind eyes. You think that this is because the participant may think that it is a religious event, so they tend to ignore what others said, what society said, what government of Malaysia said, to avoid mass gathering and all. They still decided to join the mass gathering or the tabligh event that occurred in Masjid Jamek Sri Petaling. So settle with the first example of why some netizens engage themselves in social deviant behavior during COVID-19 pandemic. Now we are going to move on to the second example, which is a list of fake news that going viral on social media platforms such as Instagram, Twitter, and especially WhatsApp during this COVID-19 pandemic lockdown. Why I said this is because I have some example to tell you. The first one is just now RTM TV1 announced that Ramadan Bazaar this year has been cancelled nationwide. It has been viral on all over Twitter by the Twitter netizen of Malaysia. But basically, RTM TV1 has said that this is a fake news, that they have never mentioned about any cancellation of Ramadan Bazaar recently. And the second, what I want to stress about for today's video is about a senior citizen of Malaysia named Alia Samad, 63 years old, had pleaded guilty on 27 March for spreading a message on WhatsApp group. So he said in the message that a part of tabligh cluster that have positive, that has been tested positive of COVID-19 has refused to seek medical treatment as they are not in a state of denial towards the Malaysian healthcare. He had shared the news, the fake news, in the group WhatsApp, and the news has been viral in Malaysia. So after he has commit this action, he has been arrested and pleaded guilty of saying of sharing the thing that I've said before. So for the second example, what are the sociological concept that we can know is Merton 1, which is constructive behavior. Why I say it is a constructive behavior, because basically we know that this man named Alias Samad, 63 years old, is willing to sacrifice himself. Because why I say that he is willing to sacrifice himself, this is because he wanted to share the news without he decided to share the news without decided to make sure that the news of the a person from tabligh that has tested positive of COVID-19 refused to seek for medical treatment and so on and all that. He has the audacity to spread the news, even though he knew that there will be bad consequences if he spread the news. It will be harmful to him because in our country, in Malaysia, we have a certain rules or law that have been enforced by the government to avoid Malaysian citizen from spreading the fake news. So after he is spreading the fake news, MCMC has investigating the news during this COVID-19 pandemic lockdown. And basically what I said, it is Merton one sociological concept. It is because he has committed the social deviant behavior by spreading the fake news, because the decision making process that he have been through had created the deviant identity itself, because it is a constructive behavior. He willing to sacrifice himself to spread the news without with knowing that he will be punished if he been arrested by the Malaysian government. So I finished for the second example and the second sociological concept. So let's move on to the last example and sociological concept of today's commentary videos, which is recently Thai workers are caught ironing hundreds of used masks to resell it to people for profit. And from this issue or from this action, the Thai workers have washed the masks using a washing machine and ironing them to resell all of the masks, nearly 100,000 masks, in order to gain profit, because they did it because of a huge demand for surgical masks after the pandemic, after the COVID-19 pandemic. So it happened in the north of Bangkok. So that's the example for today. For the third social deviant behavior, that's the third social deviant behavior. So what is the sociological concept that I've seen from this social deviant behavior that has been that Thai workers, after the Thai workers have caught of doing the action, is the Merton 2, which is innovator. This is because they are basically that they are accepting the goals of society. The society's goal is to control the spread of COVID-19. So they want to accept the goal, but when they use the used surgical masks and wash them and iron them to resell it to others, to the maybe Thailand netizens, it will I will say that why I choose Merton 2 is because they have pursued the action with they have pursued the goals of society with improper action by resell the used mask, because we know that after we use the surgical mask can be used only once. So after we use the mask, we have to throw it and never use it again. But these Thai workers has take the advantage and from the society with doing the improper action by selling for their own profit. And the second sociological concept that the second sociological concept for this third example or the last example is Freud, which is situational. Basically, these Thai workers they are doing the action based on their situation, which is, we know that regarding the pandemic lockdown that happened. So these Thai workers has committed a social deviant behavior during this COVID-19 pandemic lockdown, because they knew that people are always trying to find the mask. Maybe they will sell the mask with the lower price, so they take the advantage based on situation that happen worldwide. So uh, with the situation itself, it will give them more profit for them after they saw the surgical masks that have been used by the others. So I think that's all the three example of why that's the three example of why some netizens engage themselves in social deviant behavior during the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown. So, and I have given all the concept based on sociological concept based on all of those example of social deviance. So, uh, uh, at the description, I have put all the link to the article that I have been give that I have give example before. So I think that's all from me. Thank you.